Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and today we're making yet another mask, but this time with a filter pocket. So I have my materials, but I want to say that before I begin, I'm trying to change the format up just a little bit. I'm going to do a voiceover instead of this kind of live talking while I'm working to see if it makes the videos a little bit more concise, a little bit more understandable, and a little bit more watchable. So without further ado, let's just jump into voiceover Michael.
Thanks, other Michael. I'll take it from here. Right now I'm cutting the elastic. It's about 6 inches per side. That's roughly half the elastic of the other style of mask that I make, but you do have the trade-off that this mask is not nearly as adaptable for different size heads. You kind of have to get it right before you make the mask. This step is pretty self-explanatory. It's your basic trace and cut of the fabric and the pattern. This pattern has 6 pieces of fabric, 3 pairs. The front layer, which is the checker one, you have the mask liner, which is the larger black one, and you have the filter pocket, which is the smaller black one. With the right sides of each layer pinned together, we're going to go ahead and sew up that front seam. That's that long curved edge, giving about a 1/4 inch to a 3/8 inch seam allowance across the whole thing. We can trim it up after if it's not super neat, but you just want to make sure it's as neat as possible. And then on the right side of the mask liner, you can see where I made those little white tick marks. That's where we're actually attaching the elastic. When I first made this mask, this is what tripped me up the most, but now the only thing tripping me up is it's always the bobbin. Always the bobbin. Attempt number 2 went flawlessly and there was no issues. I just need to make sure that I get the bobbin fully filled before I start filming these videos. After this, I'm trimming it up like I mentioned, and we're going to invert it and press it down with the iron to make that crease as nice as possible. There is one additional step for the filter pocket itself. In addition to pressing that center seam, we are also folding over each edge once and then folding it over once more on itself. This is actually how you're going to get the filter into the filter pocket. With all 3 layers of the mask, we are sewing that center seam down to one side. This just debulks it a little bit and gives it a little bit more strength. You just want to make sure that that line stays nice and straight and nice and tight to the center line itself. And don't forget, with the filter pocket, you want to sew down those 2 folds that we just pressed in the last clip. This might make no sense, but you're going to take the right side of the liner and you're going to put it with the wrong side of the filter pocket. This way both right sides are facing you, and you just pin it up and we're going to sew it in the next clip. So right here is where I had the song play for like 6 seconds, but YouTube hit me with a copyright claim, and now I'm explaining it, so that's cool. That's enough of that nonsense. Right now I'm taking both halves of the masks, pinning them together, right sides together, because in the next step, we're going to sew it up and then we're going to invert it, so then the right sides are facing outward, just like we want. Now that it's all sewn, before I actually invert it, I want to trim up all the edges because they're still a little raggedy, and I just want it to be as clean as possible so it lays as flat as possible. Off camera, what you don't see before this next step is I actually go and I press it on the iron one more time just to make sure that those seams are extra crisp. Here I have, I hate this part, I have the little pipe cleaner that I'm trying to insert for the nose bridge, and it's just, this is the hardest part of this mask. Okay, that was a little bit of a lie. This is actually the hardest step in this process. It's sewing the box that the pipe cleaner actually lives in. But once I finish that, I'm just going around and doing a top stitch around the whole mask. This gives it a little bit more professional look, but it also helps prevent the edges from rolling when you wear it.
These are the filters I have. I think I found them on Amazon. As you can see, it's not too tough to put the filter into the filter pocket. Even without the filter, this mask has 3 layers of cloth, which is one more than the 2 layers of cloth that you often see floating around. So it's just a little bit more peace of mind when you're in your day-to-day, going to the grocery store, that kind of thing. And there you have it, the final product, the final mask. It fits amazingly. As much as I hate sewing the pipe cleaner into the nose bridge, it actually makes a huge difference in terms of the fit and the kind of the form factor on your face. That all being said, I want to thank you guys for watching the video and dealing with the whole new voiceover thing that I'm gonna have to figure out. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Goodbye.